Starting in child's pose. Sit back on your heels. Okay, everybody mute, by the way, yeah. Okay, good. Okay. Stiff. I don't know what's worse, not moving or moving too much. I don't know. So, allow your hips to sit back on your heels and just relax over your, let your abdomen rest in between your thighs. And let your chest sink down towards the floor. You know, we've all had some crazy times here. Amanda just moved, so I know that's crazy. And what's going on in general. So take a few moments for yourself just to connect here. This is probably the best thing we can do to remove ourselves for a little bit of time from what's going on around us. So the most important connection right now is the breath. So it's the first connection that we make in class, and it's the one that continues throughout the class no matter what else happens. And just begin to navigate the spaces from side to side, from top to bottom. And then maybe stretch your arms out a little bit more in front of you. And as you push your hands down into the mat, pushing the mat forward, push your hips back more. And then direct the breath around the top of the shoulders, around the under part of the shoulders, but relax the shoulders down from the ears. Inhale, rise up to your hands and walk over to the right side. Left hand longer than right, push your hips back to your heels. She becomes a stone. Inhale, rise up and walk over to the other side. Right arm long or maybe longer than left. Push your hips back. Come back to center. Stretch your arms all the way out in front of you. Come forward so your forearms come onto the floor. Bend your knees and tuck your toes, arch your back. As you release the breath, release the arms and stretch chin to chest, hang your head down. Inhale, release your arms, dip your belly so you're in a cow or a dog tilt a little bit. Exhale, round your spine, come into that cat stretch. Inhale, release, come back to your forearms one more time. Exhale, round and curl, arms come straight. Now, keep your arms straight and shift forward so your hips drop towards the floor. Lift your chest up. Relax the shoulders down. Push back to your child's pose, touch your toes together. Inhale, come through, dropping your belly, opening up your feet as wide as your mat. Let your hips drop, shoulders down away from your ears. Exhale, push back to your heels. Take that one more time. Stay here for this. Lift your heart. Look over your right shoulder, towards your left heel. Try not to creep that left shoulder up to your ear. And look to the other side. Come back to center, drop your chin towards your chest. Push back to child's pose. Sit all the way on your heels and stretch the arms over your head. Come back up to sitting. Take your palms together, interlace your fingers and come up onto your shins. Lift out of your waistline, go to your right side. Inhale back to your center and up and over to your left side. Inhale back to your center, release your hands to your hips. Lift your chest up, bring your elbows closer together as you slide your hands maybe up towards your shoulders or down towards your tail. Lifting your heart. Push your hips forward. Let the head drop back only if that feels okay to you. And as you exhale, come back to your seat. Reach the arms overhead one more time. Come all the way back out to your child's pose. Walk your arms forward back onto your forearms. Tuck the toes underneath you. Find a plank with your shoulders over your elbows. Spread your fingers wide and draw your hips a little bit closer towards your hands. So you just shift forward a little, gliding through your shoulders and your toes. Keep your eye gaze in front of your mat. And then push a little bit more as you lower your hips to the floor. Sphinx pose. You're resting on the top of the pubic bone, below the hip bones. Shoulders pulled back away from your ears. Good. Look over your right shoulder again. Drop your chin towards your shoulder. And then bring the chin through the chest to the other side. Look over. And then drop the chin to the chest. Come back down. And once again, push back to child's pose. Reach the arms out, hips back. Rise up onto your shins. Bring the arms overhead with you. Interlace your fingers. Step your right foot forward. Come into a low lunge. Maybe you need to tuck your toes under. Maybe you had to put your hands on the floor to get there. That's okay. Lean to your right side. Exhale. Place your right hand to the floor or a block. Get a little bit deeper into that left side. Inhale, reach up and over. As you exhale, left arm outside, right thigh. Take your right arm, sweep it around, and make a fist and place it into the left hand glove. Look over your right elbow, drop your shoulders down. Keep pressing your weight forward off of your left kneecap. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale, one more breath. Rise up to center on the inhale, bring both arms overhead. Exhale, release your hands to the floor. Tuck your left toes under, find a high plank. Hands under shoulders, knees lifted up. Shift a little forward, look forward, and lower all the way to the floor. Lift your chest up, low cobra. Empty the breath, come down. Low cobra. Hover the hands off the floor and lift the legs off the floor. Shalambhasana variation, crown of the head forward, toes back. As you empty the breath, come back down to the floor. Sit on your heels. Come back up to your shins. Interlace your fingers, one finger over perhaps. Lift your arms up and step your left leg forward. Coming forward off of that right knee. Good. Lean to your left side. Most of you know where to go with this. Breathe. And then we're going to release that right arm outside the left thigh. Take your left arm around, make a fist, and place it into the glove of the right hand. Look over your left shoulder, relax the shoulders down. Gaze is over to maybe your left elbow, your left shoulder, or up to the sky. But don't collapse your belly onto your thighs. Take another breath. One more breath. Inhale, come back to center, arms up overhead. As you exhale, lower down to the floor. Tuck the right toes under. Find a high plank here. Hold your plank. Keep everything tight. Shift a little forward. Lower back all the way to the floor. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, Shalambhasana. Take your arms behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Knuckles point towards the toes. Lift your chest up. Keep your head in line with your spine. One more big breath. See if you can lift a little higher. If you have to separate your feet, you do that. Exhale, release down. Seat to heels, tuck your toes. All the way back, drop your belly between your thighs. Let your head come down, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale to all fours. Find a downward facing dog. Walk your dog, side to side. So shift the weight from one hand and one foot to the other hand and the other foot. And just make the movements whatever you need them to be. And then when you're ready, settle into your first downward facing dog. So maybe you have a wider stance, maybe a shorter stance, maybe your knees are bent, maybe your heels are lifted. Just start to settle in and find some peace here. Rise onto your toes and engage your quadricep muscles. Shift yourself into that high plank. You've been here before, but you might need to adjust yourselves. Exhale. Exhale, hips up in the air. Chest towards your thighs. Inhale back up to your high plank. Lower halfway or to your knees, chaturanga, upward dog, or low cobra, downward dog, hips up in the air. Spread your back open, so spread your fingers wide. Soften your knees, look at your mat, look at your hands, and walk your feet into the space between the two hands. Take two fists in between your feet and forward fold all the way over your legs. Bend your knees as much as you need to here, particularly, it's our first. Let your head rest down so the crown of the head points towards the floor. Big toe, little toe, ball of foot, heel on the floor. Draw your chin to your chest as you roll up slowly. Sweep the arms overhead. Interlace your fingers, turn the palms inside out. Lean up and over the right side as you exhale. Inhale back to center, up and over the left side as you exhale. Come back to center, lift your heart. Open your arms, right arm back, left arm forward. Water wheel with your hips forward. Right arm down the back of the leg. It doesn't matter which leg you're on. And lean up and back. Arms come up. Exhale, open to the left side, left arm back. Then left arm down as we reverse this. And then rise back up, face front. Lift out of your waistline, spread your toes, soften the knees and forward fold. Hang your head down, sway a little side to side. Good, hopefully feeling a little bit warmer, a little bit looser, less stiff. And then one more time, just hold to the center, chin to chest as you roll up slowly. Shoulders roll back and around. Take the arms all the way up, bring your hands together in prayer. Bring your feet together. Press the prayer to your heart center. Maybe revisit an intention you've maybe have thought of, started earlier, or set an intention right now for the remainder of this practice. On the inhaling breath, open your eyes and sweep your arms overhead. Take a nice swan dive down to the floor, hands to floor, shins or blocks. Hang your head. Inhale, halfway lift. Right leg steps back as you exhale. Lower the right knee and sweep the arms up overhead. Inhale. As you exhale, take that twist over the left side. Open up your chest. Good. Keep pushing that right hip forward. Maybe you want to tuck the toes under and come up off the knee, but keep the belly off your thigh. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more breath. Maybe you got a little more space now. As you exhale, hands to floor. Step back to a high plank. And Vinyasa your way. So you can skip it. You can add to it. Wherever you are. Take a few moments in downward facing dog just to compose yourselves. And then bring your feet to touch and then let the right leg lift in the air. Step the right leg through, lower the left knee to the floor. Release the arms, bring them up overhead. Hands to your heart center as you twist outside your right thigh, thumbs to your heart. So again, you're not on that left knee, you know this, knee over the ankle. And if you want to tuck your toes in and find a little bit more, just make sure you're not holding yourself up by collapsing your belly onto your thigh. And keep twisting, looking over that right elbow or shoulder. Back leg is nice and strong, kneecap is lifted, keeping a lot of strength in the quads. 1 more breath. This time as you exhale, hands come to the floor. Left foot's going to step forward to right foot, top of the mat, a halfway lift. Exhale, fold over your body. Ragdoll to stand all the way up. Heel toe your feet together, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, all the way back down. Moving at your pace, halfway lift, inhale. Empty the breath, exhale. Left leg steps back, left knee comes down, arms reach up. Take the twist over to the right side, tuck your toes underneath you, and find the space. We just came out of this pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, and exhale. Good, bring your hands to the floor, step back, high plank, Vinyasa, up and down dogs. Feet together, left leg in the air. steps through, right knee comes to the floor, arms lift up, reach up. Twist to the outside of your left thigh. Tuck the right toes under, only if that's where you want to be, but find more space. Inhale, and exhale. See if you can find a little bit more in that twist. And again, this time as you exhale, hands come to the floor, right foot meets left top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, hang your head. Ragdoll to stand all the way up, bring your hands with you overhead. Take a nice swan dive, take the arms out to the side. Hang your head, lengthen your spine, halfway lift, listen. Walk, step, float, hop, fly through your vinyasa, upward and downward dogs. Hips up in the air. Feet come together, right leg lifts in the air. Step that right leg through. Keep on the ball of the toes unless you need to go down. Bring your arms up overhead, crescent lunge. Drop that back hip down. Now bend your back knee and tuck a little bit more under. Then bring your hands to prayer, lean a little bit more forward, straighten the back leg, and rotate over your right leg. Option to stay here or exalt your arms or take a half a full bind. You choose, you do you. Inhale and exhale. Gaze over that right side or down at your right toes. Another big breath. Good, if you're bound, release it. Hands on the floor. Move your right hand inside the right foot. Turn your left toes on their side. Draw your right hip in and come into your side angle. Use a block if you need it. Or if you don't need it and you want it, even better. Breathe in, breathe out. Spread your toes. Don't collapse into that side. Look down at your right toes. Inhale, rise up to a reverse warrior. Exhale, straighten legs and turn to your left side, 1/4 turn and forward fold in between your two legs. Hang your head down, sway a little side to side. Just check out, make sure your knees, or don't check out, but make sure your knees are not hyperextended. So put a little weight into the balls of your feet. Hang your head, drop, bend your knees if you need to. If your head easily touches the floor, back off a little bit, or shorten your stance. And if it doesn't easily touch the floor, maybe widen your stance, or just work with a block. Halfway lift, inhale. We're gonna walk around to the front of the mat and step back to plank vinyasa. Up and down dogs. Downward dog, hips up. Feet together. Good, left leg in the air. Left leg steps through. Crescent lunge, rise up. Good, bend the back knee, tuck the tailbone under. Bring your hands together and bring prayer to your heart. Lean forward, then straighten the back leg and rotate outside your left thigh, hooking your tricep on the outside of that left thigh. Stay there, or open up, or maybe a half or full bind. You choose. If you lose your breath or you lose your form, get out of it, back off to the step right before that maybe. Breathe in and out. One more. Good, if you're bound, release it. Hands come down to the floor, left hand inside, right foot on its side. Tuck your tailbone under, right arm comes up, bend that left knee more. So your thigh is parallel to the floor. Side angle variation, look down at your left toes. Inhale, rise to a reverse warrior. Bend that left knee and point it towards the front of your mat. Pull your right hip underneath you. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Rewind to the floor. Vinyasa. Your way. Take upward and downward facing dogs. If you need more, go to your knees. Feet together. Right leg in the air. Right leg steps through. Crescent lunge, raise the arms up, bend the back knee. Hands to prayer, extend the back leg and twist over your right side. Just one breath here, so exalt if you're going there. As you empty the breath, hands come back to prayer, and we twist inside of the leg, turn the back foot on its side. Side angle pose. Good, check out your alignment of your feet. Rise up. Oh, I didn't do your, I know what I missed. Back. Lift up and over. Good, let's go back to our turn, quarter turn. Arms down into the center of your mat, hang your head. It wasn't necessary to do on the other side, so I chose not to. Or I just forgot, you choose. Lengthen your spine. Good. Bend your left knee and just drop your seat down. You can go as low as you want in Skandasana, or you can just kind of sit your weight to that left side and reach your arms out to the side, so you're kind of hovering. Pulling your left hip back, breathe. Now take your right arm to your left ankle, open up your twist. Breathe. Shoulders stack on top of each other. One more big breath. Good, come back to that center. Bend your left knee. Now bend your right knee. Pivot around, left arm down, right arm up, twist. Right arm down, Vinyasa. Go your way. Add on, take away. Gotta do you. Chest towards your thighs. Feet together, left leg up. Step left leg through. Rise up, crescent lunge, bend the back knee. Bring hands to prayer and twist over the left side as you straighten that right leg. We're only here for this breath, so exalt if you'd like. And as you empty the breath, hands to prayer. Twisting on the inside of your left leg. Left arm down, right arm up. Inhale and exhale. Look down at your toes. Rise up, reverse your warrior. And as you exhale, turn to your right side, quarter turn. Release the hands in between the 2 feet. Hang your head. We'll stay here for a moment if anybody wants to take their headstands. This is a good opportunity. Nice. Good. Hang your head if you're not taking a headstand. And just settle in here. Good job, Rach. Climb to your fingertips, lengthen your spine. Bend your right knee. So you can go as deep as you want into like a Skandasana, or you can just kind of sit your weight back into your heels and take your arms out to the side, reaching in 2 directions, crown of the head forward, tailbone back, breathe in. And as you empty the breath, left hand's going to come to the right ankle, maybe all the way around to the ankle, maybe not. Lift your heart up. Good, take another breath. Look to center. Bring the arms out, shoulder height again. Release your left, or bend to your left leg. Spin around to the front, right arm down, left arm up, twist, and Vinyasa. Down dog is where we'll all meet. Stay here. Breathe in and out. Soften your knees and walk your hands to your feet, back of your mat. Staying in your forward fold. Climb halfway lift. Exhale, fold and take your feet and lift them up and place your hands underneath. Wrap your big toes around your wrist. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, elbows out towards the side, head towards the shin. Play with it. See where you're feeling it most. And where can you hang a little bit longer? Halfway lift. As you exhale, release it. Hands on either side of your feet. Bend your knees like you're going to sit into a chair. Take your arms out in front of you like you're going to be pulled. And then sit your weight back so you can't be pulled forward. And then exhale, bring the arms by your side. Come onto your toes, lift up. No change in your spinal position. Crown of the head to tailbone. Lower the heels, reach the arms out like you're being pulled in a tug of war. Exhale, tilt forward, arms back. And then straighten the legs and fold over, lowering the heels and your head. Chin to chest, roll up. Take your time. Roll your shoulders back and around. Big breath in, arms up. Bring your right arm underneath your left arm once or twice. Heel toe your feet together. Good. Keep your weight in your left leg as you lift the right leg up. Don't assume anything, okay? Extend your right leg out. Step forward on it. Let go, of your left leg and fly warrior 3 with eagle arms. Release the arms and fly. Come back up, bring your left knee to your chest. Open up your arms. Left arm under right, left leg over right. Now come to your eagle pose, other side, breathe. Shoulders drop down. If you're not gonna wrap that back foot under or that front foot under twice, then just place it on the floor or wherever it's comfortable. Keep everything towards the midline. Forward fold, elbows in front of knee. And then rise up. Release the bind. Extend the left leg back. Fly, dip your belly. And step your feet together. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, left under right. Reach up and down. We just came out of this. Weight into your left leg, right leg lifts up. Extend it out. Am I in the correct leg? Take your right leg forward. Reach out. Warrior 3. Release the arms. Good. Bring the left leg down, bring the right knee to the chest. Right arm under left, bind, come into your eagle. Drop your tailbone, shoulders, everything is open. And elbows in front of knees. Halfway lift. Kick that leg behind you. Let's take this leg now and step it back. Warrior 1, arms up overhead. Inhale. Left leg is forward. Right leg is 45 degrees. Turn your hips forward. Hands don't have to touch. Exhale, bring the arms behind your back. Interlace your fingers, knuckles towards the floor. Lift your chest up. Lean forward. Left shoulder in front of or inside of left knee. And draw that left hip back to center, crown of the head down to the floor. Inhale and exhale. Keep drawing everything towards your midline. Inhale, rise back up. Arch back. Warrior 1. Exhale, hands inside left leg. Lower the right knee. Turn your left toes out to the side today. Come to your forearms or a block. Roll to the outer edge of that left foot. Left hand on the inside. Open up your hips. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath. Come to your center. Forearms on the floor. Tuck the right toes under. Take the left leg to meet it. Shift forward and back a couple times. Now come back a little bit forward. Take the right arm and bring it parallel to the front edge of the mat. Spin onto your right side. Side plank variation. You can always drop the back knee to the floor, or the bottom knee to the floor. I want you to take your left foot in front of you. Push that hip up and take the left arm over your head. Good. So push down into that left foot. Right hip lifts. Come back to center. Forearm plank. Dolphin plank. Lift your hips up in the air. Walk your feet a little closer. Give me a couple dolphin push-ups where you bring your chin in front of your thumbs. Good. And then place your hands on the floor. Find a downward facing dog. Chest to your thighs. Right leg in the air. Right leg steps forward. Left foot turns on its side. Warrior 1. Inhale. Good. Turn your shoulders forward. Right knee over ankle. Press your pinky toe down, bring your ribs towards your hips. Inhale. And exhale, one more breath. Release your hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers one over. Knuckles down, chest up. Lean forward, try to get your shoulder tucked inside of that right thigh, but then draw that right knee back to center and the right hip back to center. So you go where you go, but just try to keep the alignment as best you can. Head down, arms up. One more breath. Inhale, rise back up, warrior one. Arms come up with you. As you exhale, hands on the inside of the right leg. Turn the left foot forward. Turn your right toes out, lower your left knee, and come to your forearms or a block. Or stay up on your arms if it's not going to happen for you. And then turn your toes open or open out your hip. Maybe take your right hand on the inside of that right thigh and open it up. Open. Come on back to center. Bring your forearms down, tuck your left toes underneath you, and shoot back to your high or your low plank. Take your left arm parallel to the front edge of the mat, spin yourself open, lift your hips up or drop your bottom knee to the floor, and then take your right foot in front and lift that left hip up more as you bring the right arm over your head. So find the work on the bottom side of your body. And then come back around, back to your forearm plank. Lift your hips up, dolphin plank. Play with this, stay where you are. Do some push-ups, dolphin push-ups, or maybe you're gonna start to lift or kick one leg in the air. If you're trying to get into your forearm balance, just play with either leg. You don't have to lift up. If you're, oh goodness. If you're trying for your forearm balance, the leg that's not kicking comes to your buttocks as you lift up. Okay? Good. Good try. Good, guys. All right. Come back into dolphin pose. Lower knees to the floor. Child's pose with your arms resting by your side, palms up. Or dog pose. There you go. And let your shoulders drape open. Chin to chest, roll up slowly. Take your left arm up and over to the right side. Take your left arm outside your right arm, right leg, and right hand behind you. Drop your shoulders down. Place your right palm down, maybe on a block. Lift your hips up and do a variation of a camel ustrasana. It's kind of a twisted ustrasana. And then come on back down. Go to the other side. Right arm outside left. Palms down. Stay here. Or maybe lift up and do that twisted one arm Ekapada, Parsvota, whatever, Ustrasana, Parvrita. And release down. Keep both hands behind your feet. Fingers point towards you if possible. Elbows point inward or elbow creases point forward. And then either just stay here and get a good stretch in the front of your chest and shoulders, or maybe lift up into this other variation of a camel, somewhere between a camel and a virasana. Maybe your head goes back. As you empty the breath, sit on your heels. Bring your chin to your chest. Cup your heels with your hands. Bring your forehead to your knees, crown the head to the floor. Lift your hips up off the floor, press through the top of the foot and the shin. Rounding your back, pulling your shoulders apart from each other, pressing the top of the foot and shin as much into the floor as you can manage. One more breath. And lower your hips to your heels. Reach your arms out in front of you. Child's pose extended. Breathe. Spread your fingers. Rise to your hands and knees. Downward facing dog, hips up in the air. Bring your feet together. Right leg in the air. Step your right foot underneath your heart. Walk your hands back, use blocks if you need to. Square up your hips. So the right heel and the left heel are in alignment, but you're not on a train track. And pull that right hip back. Rise to your fingertips. If you have blocks nearby, go ahead and grab it if you need it. And then bring your hands to your hips and rise up. So you should be about 2 to 3 feet apart in your feet. But again, not on train tracks. Your left foot should be just a little external, your left hip a little externally rotated. Right hand on your back, left arm comes up in the air. Reach out of your shoulders, square your hips, so pull that right hip back and left hip forward, even if it's just a subtle little change. And then reach your arm forward as your hips go back and stop halfway. So crown of the head, tailbone in that same line. Breathe in, breathe out. Now we're going to take that left hand outside the right foot. Maybe it's on a block. Right hand moves to the sacrum. Lengthen your spine and rotate to the right. Look over your right shoulder. Maybe your right arm comes up. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Find some strength here. Okay. Good. Now, if your left hand is on a block, move the hand and the block in front of the right foot. Keep that right arm up if it was up, and then lift the left leg up. Now, those of you who know me know that this is my very least favorite pose in yoga, so the fact that I put it in our Vinyasa today just means that I need it, right? All right, so just stay here, breathe, opening up, twisting to the right side. Now, bring your right hand down on the floor or the same block, leveling out your hips one more time. And then bend your right knee and stretch your left leg all the way out to the right side. And then draw the hip back to center. Good. Hands on the floor is going to give you a little bit more information. Breathe in, breathe out. One more. And then come back to center. L split, so not quite a standing split. Lengthen your spine, and then bring the left knee behind the right ankle, sit down on the floor. Or a block if you need it, or straighten out that bottom leg. Good, so make sure you've got your right hip pointing towards the floor. It may not touch the floor. Hug your arms around your shin, lift your chest up. Stretching into that right hip a little bit more. Stay here. Or take one arm around or outside bind, single or both arms. Lengthen your spine, inhale. Exhale, twist. Use your hand behind you if it's on the floor to give you the length, and the arm outside the thigh to give you the depth. Take another breath. Look to your left side. Release to your left side. Come on back up to center. Step your right foot forward. Bring your block if you need it. Lift up onto your left shin. Lift your left leg up. Right hand stays down. Ardha Chandrasana, opening to the left side. Stacking your shoulders. Flex your foot. Make your body like an L. Shoulders stack, hips stack. Lengthen the left leg. Engage both legs nice and strong. One more big breath. As you exhale, left hand down. Left leg next to right leg. Bend your knees and come into a low squat. Don't bounce it. Open up your knees and just fold in between and let your forearms come to the floor. Round your back a little bit. Let your head hang down. And come back to center. Under your legs, drop the heels, come down, hang your head. Give me a halfway lift. Step your right foot back 2 to 3 feet. Square your hips, pull the left hip back, right hip forward, climb to your fingertips. Inhale and exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Keep the length in the spine, crown to the tailbone, and rise up to stand. Good, so just check your adjustments out, right? Check your alignment out. Right hand's gonna come in the air. If you have a block, you can just take it with you. Right hand in the air. Good, because I'm going to use the block, I know. Turn myself a little bit more forward, shoulders and hips face forward. Reach out, reach out, reach out. Stop halfway. I'm going to have to bend my knee because my hamstring's nice and tight. crown of the head to the tailbone. And then I'm going to rotate outside of my left leg, right hand on the block or floor or shin, left hand on my sacrum, find length on the inhale, and twist to the left side as you exhale. The option is to have your left arm up in the air, maybe. If your shoulders don't stack here, then work on the rotation more than the twist or the arms coming out. Rach, open your legs a little wider. Yeah, there you go. Good. Take another big breath. Now, right hand's going to move forward on the block as the right leg lifts up, and we still rotate to the left side. If you had to put your hand down first to do that, that's okay. Any other variations or modifications that you need to make, that's okay. Shoulders stack. It's like you're stamping that right foot on a wall behind you. Big breath in, big breath out. As you empty the breath, left hand's going to come down. Take your right foot off your mat all the way over that left side. I don't have all the way over that left side right here. So pull your left hip forward, pull your right leg out to the left side, and just get really deep, deep, deep into this glute. Good. I'm not going down that low because I'm stuck. I have something in my way, but go as low as it feels good to you. And then come back to center, right leg come back up parallel. And then bring the right knee behind the left ankle, have a seat on the floor. Make the adjustments. Hug your arms around your legs, lift up. And take your twist the way you'd like. One arm bind, two arm bind. Hug it around, see what works for you. Use the back hand to give you length if it's on the floor. Use the arm outside the leg to give you the depth. One more breath. Look to your right side. Release to your right side. Come back to the center. Move your left foot in the middle of your mat. Climb up onto your right shin and find your way into your Ardha Chandrasana, half moon balance. Left arm down, left leg down. Maybe you're on your knee. Stack your shoulders. Press that right foot like there's a wall closing in on you. Inhale and exhale. Gaze is up to you. Maybe it's up at your hand, maybe it's down at your foot. Take your time to get there, wherever it is. Good, guys, one more breath. Right arm down as you exhale. Right knee to chest, feet step together. Forward fold over your legs. Climb to your fingertips, drop your hips to your heels. And let's one more time come with the arms inside of your legs. As you scoop your belly out and round your spine, push the heel of the hand down. Rounding and curling, pulling back, back, back. Now from here, I want you to sit down, grab peace fingers around your big toes, and extend your legs up. So I'm going to turn a little bit this way. Lift your chest up. Good. My knees are slightly bent because they have to be, for me. Good. Breathe. Maybe you open up a little bit. See if you can maintain just slightly on top or in front of your sitting bones. Come back to center. Release your hands. Bring the arms up to the sky. As you lower the legs to the floor, lift out of your sitting bones. Reach forward, hold. Don't touch anything. Reach towards your toes. Pull your toes to your face. Heels away. Hips back. Good, now I want you to roll down. Pull your belly into your spine. I'm just going to adjust my mat a little bit. You stay right where you are. We're going to round down. Bring your feet over your head. So it's like a plow. And as you roll out of your plow, maintain boat pose, lifting up. Lower your legs, lift your arms, reach up, and towards your feet, but not on them. Shoulders away from ears. Chin to chest, roll down. Bring the legs over your head. And then one more time, make your way right into your boat. Any variation is fine, right? Lower the legs, lift the arms. Let's stay in Paschimottanasana here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Relax those shoulders away from your ears. If you are particularly flexy today, put a block or something in front, or grab opposite hand to wrist and fold over. Otherwise, maybe you grab your toes, or maybe you're just placing your hands on your shins or by your sides. Good. Think about lengthening out of your spine, folding forward, reaching the crown of the head towards the toes. Inhale and exhale. Let's take another breath. Halfway lift, inhale. Reach the arms out. Roll down through your spine. Take your time. Pull the chin into the chest. Take your time here. Good. Bring your knees up to your chest. Stretch your legs in the air. Arms by your side. Maybe for some of you, like to put your hands underneath your hips. Or you might want to be supported by a block. Now separate your legs about hips width apart. Keep your tailbone on the floor. So pull your ribs down towards your hips. Draw your belly to your spine and lengthen out in your spine. Relax the feet. Breathe in and breathe out. One more breath. We're going to go back to that plow. We're going to hold the plow for a few breaths. If plow's not in the works for you, stay where you are. Bring your knees in if you need to. So feel free to now pull those legs over your head. Walk onto your shoulders. Reach your arms away from you. Maybe you interlace your fingers. Maybe you bend your knees at this point. Or maybe your knees are just bent over your hips straight. Good. Now you can stay in your plow. Or put your hands on your back towards your shoulders and raise up. I've got my legs in a V, a little bit of a V. And then bring your elbows underneath you. And I'm going to just straddle my legs here, flex the feet. And then I'm going to draw those straddled legs back over my head on the floor behind me, reaching the arms out if you'd like. Maybe you reach your arms off the floor ever so little. Maybe you lift your legs up off the floor ever so little or a lot, and then bring the legs back up, arms supporting or not. Another option for candlestick is to reach your arms up towards your feet and try not to come out of it. So there are all options. The other option is to have your hands supporting your back or lay on your back on your mat. All right, so coming out of plow, hands come down now to our back. So now I want your hands by your waist. And then lift your legs back up. Shoulder stand supported. Don't turn your head, I'm just turning so you can hear me and I can keep an eye on you. Bend your knees so that your feet are pointing away from your face. Your hands are supporting your back, and if you're on the floor already in a bridge, or go to a bridge supported. And then everybody else, let's just drop our feet down towards the floor, maybe one at a time. And then I'm in a supported bridge here. So my hands are supporting, a block is supporting. Breathe in, breathe out. Point your knees energetically forward. Draw your heels energetically towards your buttocks. One more breath. Good. See if you can release your arms without collapsing your hips and your spine. And then articulate your spine down, upper, mid, lower back. Knees come in, windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Because we're going to do another back bend. So you're either going to come into a bridge supported or not supported, or maybe you'll take your full wheel. So reach your hands towards your heels, keep your heels in line with your sitting bones, knees in line with your hips. Tilt your pelvis so your pubic bone points upward. And as you exhale, peel your spine off the floor. Start with a bridge, and if that's where you're staying, great, stay there. Or bring your hands to your shoulders if you want to go a little deeper into a full back bend. Turn your toes forward. Walk your hands and feet, maybe just some push-ups. I'll take a cue from the kids. Pushing your hips up. The kid. And then lower down, upper, mid, lower back to the floor. Hug your knees up to your chest. Rock on your spine. Round and curl your spine, holding onto your ankles or your shins or your feet. Open your arms out to the side. Shift your hips left, bring your knees to the right. Take your left arm and sweep it a semicircle over your head to your right arm and make it longer than your right arm. So reach as far out as you can and then sweep it back up and around, finding a little bit more twist in the spine. So if it's too much for you, back off your legs. If it's not enough, bring your knees higher to your chest. See if you can relax your toes, your belly, your breath softens. And then slowly open your top leg, which should be your left, but if it's not, don't worry about it. And bring yourself onto your back, Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring the arms over your head and grab opposite elbows. Let the ribs melt down towards the hips, soften your glutes. Open your arms. Draw your knees together. Move your hips right, knees to the left. Take that right arm in a semicircle up and around to your left arm and longer than your left arm. And then trace that semicircle back over your head, coming into a slightly deeper twist if that works for you. If you need to back off, you back off. And then take the right leg up. One more time, Supta Baddha Konasana. Take your arms and switch the cross of your arms that you had before into an overhead press. And then stretch your legs out in front of you. Release your arms and stretch them over your head. Reach the right arm and the right leg long. Left arm, left leg long. And then let your arms come down by your side, palms face open. Soften your glutes. Close your eyes and let your body completely surrender to the mat.